Hey everyone, Hemal Patel here, and I just recorded a recent video on Facebook Pixels, and I have some questions on my iPad regarding Facebook Pixels, and I just want to address them because you might have the same questions. So the first question was, do you use the same pixels for multiple sites? Yes, you can do that. I do not do that. I have an agency account, and I can have up to 1,000 accounts on my one account, on my one agency account. You can see right here, I own a company called KB Studio, and I have 1,000 accounts that I can manage. I manage a bunch of other people's accounts, and every other website that I have, like you see hemalpatel.co right there. I also own hemel.co, and they both are on separate Facebook pixels. It just helps me for the sake of looking at different information. That way I can see the data down here. It's relevant to this website. So yes, you can have different websites on one pixel. If you own an agency, or if you I'm not sure exactly what the rules are, but if you are able to get the status where you can have multiple pixels on multiple accounts on one account, you can then have different pixels. What the rule is that you have to have one pixel per account. So if you make maybe either different Facebook accounts entirely and then create an ad account in each of those, you could do that. Or you can just ask Facebook, go to support. I think you go like right here at help, contact them and say, hey, can I have multiple accounts in one of my master accounts? And you can do it that way. If you ask for an agency account like I did, you can get up to 1,000 accounts, and you can make them, right away once they give you the permission. So you can do that too. So that's the answer to do you use the same pixels for multiple sites? I do not, but I've seen many people who can do that. Just real quickly, if you want to do that, all you do is when you set up the pixel, you can do it whatever, you'll see the different URLs you can target. This is one of my very infrequently used accounts. But what you do is once you have the URL, the purpose of having the URL is to use the pixel to remarket to the people who went to certain parts of your website, right? So what you do is when you create an audience, you won't go to anybody who visits your website, you'll go to people who visit specific pages, and then you'll put in the specific URL of the entire URL right here, and that way you'll, so like if you have like site1.com/offer, and if that's one of your URLs that you have in your pixel, you can do that, and then you can just do site 2 and site 3 and whatever I'm saying. You can just have different URLs in there and then create an audience on that. And that's what I think the question is based on, because you can use the pixel for whatever sake, but if you want to actually utilize the pixel's power, you need to target people who went to different pages and different parts of your website. And if you wanted to target different people who went to different websites entirely, you would come in here and do that. So I hope I answered that question properly. The next question was, what if my purchase pixel has no data yet? Would I still choose a purchase conversion? I've had this question asked to me before too, and what that means is when you're creating an ad, and you're creating an ad for conversions. Let me actually go ahead and make one. And I don't think I have any ads on this account. No. And that's perfectly fine. You can see that I have pixels on the website or on my account, but I haven't, I didn't create an ad. And that's what I always recommend. This wasn't a question, but this is something that's very important. When you create a new website and you're able to put the pixel on the website, even though you have zero traffic or anything, do it right away. Do it from day one, because when you start getting people to come to your website, whether they came from Google or Yahoo or whatever, they came from your email list, if they're on Facebook, that pixel will know, who that audience is, and you can market to these people now on Facebook. So you can see what I just did. I don't have an ad on this one account. I just have the pixel running, and I've picked up 444 people who came to my website that wasn't even advertising to. So definitely recommend doing that. So when you start a new ad, my few favorite things among experimenting are traffic ads. Just you're buying traffic, conversion ads, and you're buying a certain type of conversion. And then I have lead generations, which I like to do also. So these are sometimes cheaper and easier to kind of convert because people stay on Facebook, and so Facebook charges you a little bit less. The name of the game is that Facebook wants people to be on their website. They don't want to leave. They don't want people to leave and go to your website. If they do, of course they'll be fine with it, but they'll charge you a little bit higher. This is not a fact, but this is kind of like a unanimous spoken thing around anybody who does Facebook advertising. So lead gens are usually a little bit cheaper. Engagement just means that they're liking your posts and pages and stuff like that. And watch out for another video that I have done before where I show you that when you're starting a new brand, in my past video I've talked about when you're starting a new brand and you have nobody who knows anything about you, what you do is create an engagement ad, and you'll throw out something for free, or maybe some fun, very nice picture. Let's say you have like, just gonna make it up, you have a tattoo shop and you did a really nice tattoo, and your main goal is to have people convert and become customers and book for future tattoos on your website, right? So that's your end goal. But in the beginning, you can get build engagement by showing off a really cool tattoo that you did, and just say something like, "Look at this cool tattoo we just did last week," and you will have people who will like the picture, comment, and share. And the really cool part is that's all fine. You'll build a report that way. But when you create a future ad, in a past video, I'll link to it on the bottom of this YouTube video. You can actually transfer those likes and shares and everything from the one ad to another ad. And that's very powerful because you immediately gain report on that new ad you just created, making it look like that it was already popular, whereas you just gained the momentum from something else that you had before. Very cool trick, and I'll share the link on the bottom so you can do that for your own ads, okay? So going back to here, the question to repeat was, what if my purchase pixel has no data yet? Would I still choose a purchase conversion? So I would say no, you would not do that. And the reason is, I'm going to explain this a little bit in more detail. You're creating a conversion ad right here, right? And the conversion ad is just not to target people to convert in a sale. You can convert them to becoming a lead and whatever else the information you want is. And let me open this up in a new tab and I'll show you what I mean. So conversion just means that you want them to convert into a certain type of person, and what that means is right on here I have this pixel and I have these different conversions. Conversion doesn't always just mean selling something. It could mean a page view, a lead, add to cart, and a purchase, which is what I have right here. So on here you can choose right, where is it? Yeah, right here, conversion event. So you can see these different conversions that I could choose from. So what the question was a person probably has a brand new website and they're trying to, again, let's just say tattoo shop, and they're trying to convert people into sales. So they want people to, they have the purchase pixel set up where the purchase pixel is sitting at the very end of the thank you page when somebody does a booking, and it hasn't been fired yet because nobody has made a purchase to go to that thank you page. So they're asking, should I create a new ad to optimize for that? And I would say no, because Facebook has no idea what you're optimizing for. That pixel has never been fired. Whenever a pixel fires, it saves that person's information. Like whoever, let's say it's me, I went to your product website and I purchased from you, it will save me in that pixel. And if you want to create like a lookalike audience or target more people like me, it will know my profile and find more people like me who are interested in buying what you have to offer. So if there was no pixel fired for the purchase or the conversion page, the purchase page, then there's no reason to optimize for that. So you start off at the lowest common option. So what I would do is, if again, tattoo shop, you want people in the door first of all. So you'll go to page view. You'll optimize for people to just view your page. And then if you have an email area where it says, did you like this tattoo? Do you want to come talk to us about possibly having your tattoo done? Just give us your name, number, and email, and completely free. We'll give you a free consultation. That's a lead. That's not a purchase. They didn't buy from you yet, right? So if you got, if you made an ad, next step, and you did it for leads, and you got like 20 people to just come in for a free consult, those are leads. You can optimize for that then. And then of those leads, if let's say 3 people on the consult wanted to buy, and you say, okay, go back to my website and you can purchase, then those people will go through the process and purchase an actual time to come in and get a tattoo done from you. And then you'll have 3 purchases. So that's fantastic there. And then now you can start optimizing for purchases. Just as a note, if you have an e-commerce store, I was talking about a brick and mortar kind of business. If you have an e-commerce store, sales are much more, they happen a lot more on a daily basis. You might get like 20, 30 sales for your e-commerce products. So you still do not want to optimize for a purchase if there has been no purchases. If this count right here, it says 0 or even like 1, like that, right? That is right there. Then there's not really a point of optimizing for it. If you start seeing like that number going higher to like 10, 15, and 20, I would definitely start optimizing or creating an ad for that. So right here in the beginning, person who asked me this question, I would click on lead, and then once you start getting a lot of leads and actually people go to add to cart means that they added the product to the cart. Like for example, a tattoo booking, they added it to the cart, but they haven't purchased it yet. Then I would, if a lot of people did that, that means they were almost ready to purchase, they just weren't ready yet. So I would optimize for that. And then if you have a few people who actually purchased, I will optimize for purchases, because I'll tell Facebook Pixel, look for more people just like these people who bought from me, go find more people in this area, whatever my criteria are, okay? So that's my answer to the question. Question was again, what if my purchase pixel has no data? Would I still choose to optimize for purchase conversion? And I would say, no, don't do that. Next question is, how can I add an add to cart pixel code on my cart page using Tag Manager? That's very easy. That's not a very hard thing to do at all. So basically, you're on the pixels area, and you're gonna click on Setup Pixel. Gonna copy and paste the code, and I'm gonna show you my way of doing it. There's other ways you can do it, but I'll show you my way. So you're gonna have this right here. What I just basically did was copy and paste the general code that they gave me to a notepad file. And then what you do is click on next. This is where it gets really good. So the question was, how can I add the add to cart pixel code on my cart, okay? So he's looking for add to cart, which is right here. I'm gonna copy that. I'm gonna show you both ways of doing it, and I'm gonna show you the way I do it, okay? I don't sell very many things on Facebook, and the things that I do sell, there's only a few things, like about 3 or 4 things that I do sell on Facebook. If you're an e-commerce store, you're gonna sell a ton of things, and so you do wanna use this entire code up here. But the way it works is you take that code right there up to here, and you copy that and you paste it in here. So actually it's right up here, this, and you paste it right here. So you don't want to mess that up. Just, you saw what I did right there. I took that one line right there and pasted that line from here into this code. And now let's say you have a product that's like, $16.95. $16.95. That's all you do. And then you copy and paste this code onto the area where people are adding the cart, when they're adding this product to the cart, right? So that's all you have to do. What I usually do, because I don't have very many products, is I just do this. I just label that add to cart, and Facebook Pixel will track that. What it does there is Facebook Pixel does not know how much money is being involved in this transaction. It just knows that somebody's about to add this product to the cart, or somebody has already done that and they're about to purchase. And that's all I really care about. So you can do it either this way, or if you really want to add the money value in there, you can take that, and I'll do it one more time. You can paste that in here, and you can change that money value, and you can, let's say you're in like the UK or something, or England, and you're doing pounds, you can do that. I think the Australian dollar is like that, and all that kind of stuff. Euros are, I think it's like that. So yeah, that's how you do that. So the question was, how can I add the add to cart pixel code on my cart page using the tag manager? Basically, I just showed it to you right there. Grab your regular code, and then you just look at the ones you want. So he asked for add to cart, he or she asked for the add to cart code. All you do is copy that and then throw it in the code itself, and you are good to go. Okay? Next question is, what is the best way to get custom variables to pull through on Facebook Pixel? So I think you're talking about custom events. I don't know what custom variables is. It's not on here, but I think you're just meaning the different wording. It's just custom events. And so I'm going to copy that again. I think that's the last question. Nope. So custom variables is the same exact concept as add to cart and other things. And basically what it means is, I've used it for myself when I have different landing pages. And you can see that there's no option here really for landing pages. Like I can do a lead, but what if I want to figure out if a lead came from this landing page or this landing page? Well, the lead, I'll put that code in when somebody actually fills out the lead form. But if people land on a specific landing page, I don't want to maybe just do page view, which is what the code is in the beginning. I want to put the landing page code. And all you have to do is really don't think about this. This looks like a mess. It looks kind of crazier than it needs to be. All you do is change that wording right here, to whatever you want it to be. So I could just do landing 1 and then landing 2 and put those 2 different codes on the 2 different landing pages, and those those events right there will populate in here. So That's all you have to do. You just have to put whatever title you want in here and you're good to go, okay? So that's the answer to that question about custom event. I think that's what you meant in the Facebook pixel. Next question, and it's the last question, is should I make a separate Facebook page for every niche in my store to build the pixel, or will one Facebook page do? So this is more of strategy than actually tactics or anything. So should I make a separate Facebook page for every niche in my store? Probably not. I probably wouldn't do that. If you have one store, and it would be a lot of work to create, build momentum and audiences and content for the different pages. I would just create one page, and then you can use the pixel, like I just showed you right there, the custom code or the custom event, and you can just label each area of your store whatever you want to. So let me get this straight. Should I make a separate Facebook page for every niche? I would say no. In my store to build the Facebook pixel, or will one page do? So one page will do. And if you're trying to track different traffic, or traffic to different areas of your Facebook, of your actual website from Facebook, you can just do like store area one. I'm just making this up again. If you have like a pet store, you can just do dog side, and then you can do cat side and all that kind of stuff. You can track the different areas of your business, and even in Facebook page, you can have those different pages, and you can attract different people within one area. So like you have a pet store, but you can have a page for dogs and one for cats and all that stuff. I don't really think you want to create different pages for it. But again, who am I to say? That's just a strategy thing. You can, if it works for you, it might work for you. So that question I don't really have an exact answer to, but I would recommend, if it was me, I would not create a different page. I want everything, if it's one business and then just different sections of the business, I want it all together, and I can separate through the custom Facebook event there, okay? So I have some bonus questions actually. Does Facebook Pixel only track users if they go to the website via a Facebook ad? No. You can see what I just told you right there. I don't even have an ad running on my, I'll show you right now, just show you. I have $0 spent. This is a website I haven't done much advertising using Facebook for. No ads, yet I'm picking up 445 pixels. And that's just because I have the Facebook pixel set up. So in the future, when I do want to advertise, I'm not advertising to the random people in the world. I'm advertising to people who already saw my website. So the answer to that is you don't need a Facebook ad to set up the pixel. What if they find me? It's a follow-up to the same question. What if they found me on Google? Would my ad then show up to them on Facebook? So that's the reason I'm doing this right here. So these people who are the page views of 444 right there, those people will most likely found me on Google. I'm not doing any advertising for this website just yet. So those people found me on Google through SEO. They came to my website, and yes, then in the future when I want to, I can advertise to those same people on Facebook. So that answers your question. Whether you're doing an email list, Google AdWords, advertising, any of that stuff, you always want to have the pixel set up like yesterday. And so you can just start tracking those people, putting them in a bucket, so whenever you're ready to advertise to them, you can in the future, and you're not advertising to completely cold people. As a last thing, there's no more questions, but the last thing about this Facebook pixel is very, very important. I made a video recently that talks to you about how to use Facebook pixel properly. So if you were a little confused on how to use the custom events on that, I'll have a link to the video on the bottom. And just know that Facebook pixel is extremely important. So watch all my videos on Facebook pixels, get up to date on it, and if you have any questions, ask me. If you have any further questions aside from what I just answered right now, ask me on the comments below. And if you like this video, please give me some thumbs up so I know that you liked it. So I'll make more videos, question answer series like this. Thank you for your time. Talk to you soon.